We are on episode 7 of season 1 of Mystery Science Theater 3000 on our journey to review all 230 episodes of Mystery Science Theater 3000. In this one, they watch the movie Robot Monster, a 1953 black and white, I guess you could say monster movie, though he really just wears an underwater diving helmet on his head and moves his arms around unmenacingly. The crew have a lot of fun with this one. But we start off like we start off every episode. It's the invention exchange. Will there be an invention that you can actually use? Usually the ones done by Joel are a lot more practical than the ones by the Mads, which seem to consist of them holding up an object and shooting flames out of it, which they've done in almost every single invention exchange they've done so far.
Self-inflating model, and it's filled with real methane gas.
Get the picture?
Larry?
Ready? Excuse me. What do you think?
I'm shocked.
It's really sophomoric.
Thank you. Well, what's your little contribution to science this week, Jolita, my little vacuum flower?
Okay, sirs, well, this is my new invention. It's called the Cumber Bubble Bun. It's something you wear when you want to make a big impression. Let's say it's your first day of school somewhere, or you're going in for a job interview. Just put on the Cumber Bubble Bun and you're on an automatic disco dance party. Hit the music, Cambot. See? Okay, stop it. I got a joke. You know, champagne goes right through me. Anyway, what do you think, sirs?
Oh, very amusing. Anyway, your film today is Robot Monster. It's a classic film that was nominated for a Golden Turkey Award for being one of the foulest films ever.
See, to call this film wretched would just be an insult to the word wretched. It stars no one.
The movie they're riffing on today is only 66 minutes long. That means they have a short. Well, actually 2 shorts. Radar Men from the Moon Part 4 and Part 5. And while I have defended this series up until this point, these parts are quite boring. It's supposed to be a sci-fi adventure with Commander Cody flying to the moon and fighting bad guys and driving around in these makeshift spacecraft and while dodging laser beams and lava. In this one, I guess they ran out of the budget to go to the quote-unquote moon, and they just turned into a 50s spy action series. It's quite poorly done. Like always, when the Mystery Science Theater crew doesn't have much to work with, their riffs just aren't as good. Luckily, they pick up once we get to the movie Robot Monster, but these two of Radar Men for the Moon are a bit of a chore to sit through. And you will see later on in the episodes, they start to choose movies that are the correct length, about 90 minutes long, so that they don't have to keep showing these shorts. Since in the first season of Mystery Science Theater 3000, they show a short in 7 of the 13 episodes. Later on, they do this a lot less frequently. And all those shorts so far are Radar Men from the Moon. You don't get the ones they usually show later, like how to brush your teeth, how to keep clean, how to keep tidy, how to run a lemonade stand.
One.
Nice roll.
Oops. Hey. It's John Cleese.
But we must have more money. You've got to get it somehow.
Not by any more bank jobs.
Krog is not looking good.
We'll have to figure out something else.
I'll radio the moon. Perhaps Reddick can advise us.
Good idea. Maybe I'll send you some moon rocks or something.
He better get some shut-eye.
Krog calling Reddick.
Da-da-da-da.
Meanwhile, back at Caesar's Palace.
Krog calling Reddick.
Don't ever interrupt me while I'm playing the nickel
Calling
slots.
Reddick.
And stop talking into a
Come in,
pine
Krog.
cone.
I have to report that our scheme for obtaining money was a failure, Your
Someday it'll
Excellency.
grow and he'll be talking into a
Can you
tree.
suggest some plan that might be more successful?
I think I can. From what I hear of activities on Earth, kidnapping important persons and holding them for ransom has proved highly profitable.
It's very trendy.
Commander Cody, who flew his rocket ship to the moon, is very valuable to the defense organization of his country. I suggest you select him.
An excellent idea.
I like how casually that guy was like, I've heard it's a very profitable to kidnap people and hold them for ransom. That's exactly how I want to make a living. And we get a few references in here, but in the later seasons, they really go reference heavy. And since when I watched them, actually on, real TV, I couldn't just Google who they're referring to, because they make a ton of references, specifically from the 70s. Because they grew up watching a lot of television from the 70s. I did not. I grew up in the 90s, so I know a lot of television from the 90s. But their references, like the guy from Monty Python, John Cleese, was right on the money, and you will notice this with their references. When they say someone looks like someone else, they are quite correct a lot of times. But sometimes I don't know who they're referring to. John Cleese, I know him. But some of the people from Magnum P.I., I draw a bit of a blank. Am excited to see them go completely reference heavy and then look up those references later. We only get a few in this episode.
Yeah, well, that's for Enrico Fermi.
Enrico Fermi was an Italian and naturalized American physicist, renowned for being the creator of the world's first artificial nuclear reactor, the Chicago Pile 1, and a member of the Manhattan Project. He has been called the architect of the nuclear age.
Obscure as hell, man. Nice work.
Pretty good, wasn't it?
It was gold.
I know.
Yeah, we're awesome. We're awesome. Yeah.
Damn, do I love Crow. Praise Trace Boulay. Because Mystery Science Theater 3000, because it's such a creative show, it does make you wonder where Joel got these ideas. Well, we have some idea. From his stand-up, he was doing props, so he brought that into the Invention Exchange, which were props that he made himself. But actually, he got the idea for the silhouettes from an LP. That's a record, kids. Of Elton John's 1973 album, Goodbye Yellow Brick Road, which had an insert for the song I've Seen That Movie Too, that looks just like this. Do you see the resemblance? It's two people, man and a woman, cuddling while watching a movie in a silhouette form. And Joel saw that and got the idea to have a silhouette that looked just like this insert of the song, and then pair that with inventions and props that he was doing at the time with his stand-up comedy. Inspiration can come from the craziest of places. And of course, The Satellite of Love, the name of their spaceship, is a song by Lou Reed of Velvet Underground fame. Well, I liked him better in Velvet Underground. His soul stuff's not too bad either. Which was the second single from his 1972 album, Transformer. So you see how it all connects together. His stand-up comedy, his props. He sees this insert of this album, puts the silhouettes, decides to riff on bad movies, and calls it The Satellite of Love. And in later episodes, we'll go more into depth of where he got some of his other ideas.
Well, don't give me any more brain teasers and my head won't blow up.
I thought it was a rush.
Robot monster. Oh, man.
George Nader, that's Ralph Nader's naughty brother, he wrote Safe at Any Speed.
Claudia Barrett from the comedy team Grin and Barrett.
Selena Royale, what a great movie. Wasn't Woody Allen in that?
The plot of the movie Robot Monster is that an alien by the name of Roman, let me get his real name correct. Roman Extension XJ2. Yes, he has killed everyone on Earth, and he has 8 people that he's holding captive that won't die from his death ray. And they have to find some way to defeat this Roman. Now, do we get to see cool scenes of him destroying the entire Earth? No, of course not. It starts after that, and they just talk about it. They tell you that it happened, but you don't really get to see any actual scenes of the destruction of the Earth. That would be too exciting. At least right after the boring start of the movie, we get a funny host segment where Crow, mischievous. Well, we already knew that, but this time he's really mischievous. Maybe getting inspired by the movie they've been watching. He just wants to kill some humans.
Oh, come in, my faithful servant.
I am here, Your Excellency.
Why have not you killed the human?
Because he gives me crunchy treats, and he empties my load pan.
But he is human and unfit to live.
But he's kind of cute. He has good bone structure, and he can drive a stick.
There is no room for your petty sentimentality or your... He can drive a stick? Nevertheless, he is human. Kill him by sundown, or you will feel my wrath.
Okay, I will try, but I do not think he is going to like it much.
You have the effrontery to defy my orders?
Oh, no, nothing like that, sire. I'm getting a call on the other line. I'm gonna have to put you on hold, oh Supreme Being of the Universe. Oh, rats, I gotta shut this thing off.
This is no party line, dolt. Try to play telephone tag with me, you clankering mishmash of discarded Harley-Davidson remnants. Oh, the Earthman approaches now. Destroy him.
Oh, I must destroy the Earthman.
Hey, Crow, Tom Servo, what's up?
Your number, I'm afraid. I must kill you, Mr. Bond. I must kill you now.
Joel! What happened?
Tom Servo, his reason circuits must have burnt out. He tried to kill me.
Oh, no, Joe. We were just doing a little role-playing. You know, kill the human role-play like in the movie.
Oh, no. Tom Servo, buddy, you gotta wake up. A human.
Right.
I'm really sorry. What can I do to make it up to you, Tom?
You could let me kill you, Mr. Bond. You could let me...
So this movie is absolutely terrible. This monster has taken over the entire universe, but all we really see is him living in this cave. Apparently, according to this, most footage of the movie was filmed in Bronson Canyon. So it's giving me flashbacks to watching something like Beast of Yucca Flats, where you see a monster, quote-unquote, just walking around in this part of Griffin Park in Los Angeles. And you have definitely seen Bronson Canyon. I know I have seen him. Here's a few movies that have been filmed in Bronson Canyon. Because, you know, movies, especially back then, were filmed in LA. But, you know, where are you going to find in LA a location that looks like, you know, the moon, or looks like the desert, or something like that? For other movies, it makes sense. For this one, it makes absolutely no sense. They should have shot in the city or something. That would have been more visually interesting. But you just see him living in this cave, including one that we will see later, Egad, the 1962 movie featuring Arch Hall Jr. Because this movie is so bad and the costume so laughable, he has a scuba diving helmet with antennas, but then he also has a gorilla costume, like he's hairy. But we do see scenes of him wandering around where the crew make jokes and go, "Hody dody dody do." Because, yeah, he's not scary at all.
Honeymoon.
Right on the back 40.
I don't know if they've gotten to that one yet. He hates love.
Can't have love. Yeah, I saw that coming a mile away.
One punch Larry.
That, ladies and gentlemen, is the destroyer of the universe.
He's trying to kill these people, which you think would be super easy to do. He just like hits them in the head and they die, which he actually does do a few times. A few times he just claws them and they die, which is like, why doesn't he just do that the whole time? But I don't know. He has some super secret orders from his master to kill them a certain way. That's all you get with this one. It does get funnier towards the end, and the crew does make some pretty funny jokes. But this is not essential viewing. However, if you would like to view this episode, and I'm going to try to remember to do this for every episode I cover, you can actually watch it on the official Mystery Science Theater 3000 YouTube channel. This is from the official channel, so I guess the proceeds go to Shout, which I think still owns the rights to show these. So you can watch it legally. So check it out. Believe it or not, this movie was extremely successful. With a budget of $16,000 in 53, it made over $1 million. That's in 53 money. Which, as it says here, is more than 60 times its original investment. Wow. Despite being a terrible movie, it actually had a very visually interesting movie poster, which was a huge deal back in the day, where the robot monster looks a lot more menacing. I mean, he has a skull face. In the movie, he does not have a skull face. This picture right here looks way better than the product we get in the actual film. And also, it was a 53 movie that was in 3D, which was a big craze back then, and later became a craze in the late aughts, but 3D seemed to have gone away at this point. In fact, they even got rid of the 3D televisions. I never thought those were going to go away. It was the future. You could watch 3D programming on your TV at home, and no, they just stopped selling them. Will it make a comeback? Yeah, I think so. I mean, VR is kind of replacing 3D at this point. We get a terrible ending after this monster wanders around in this Los Angeles park, doing basically nothing. They think they kill him, but he comes back, and then comes back, and then comes back.
You ever had a deja vu, Joel?
Huh? What?
Is this the end of the film, Joel?
I think it is.
You ever had a deja vu, Joel?
Huh?
At least we have a good host segment to end this episode.
This week's film being over with, the robots and I have organized a brief skit titled Servo?
The life and times of Roman the Roman pageant.
Or In Search of the Historical Robot Monster.
Fact. Roman the Roman destroyed almost all of Earth's population save for 6 refugees, yet they all lived within a short walk of his cave.
Fact. Roman the Roman used a cosmic ray that kept the cities of the world intact to be enjoyed later by all Roman. Yet he lived in a cave, and not even a very good cave.
Yeah, a slag heap. Fact. Roman the Roman was an artificially created being devoid of any human passion, normal fears, tenderness, or forgiveness, ultimately lacking that which mortals cling to most, humanity. Yet he liked bubbles.
Roman the Roman came from a civilization light years ahead of Earth's, or at least the Earth portrayed in the film. Yet he frequently gestured like Howie Mandel. Go figure.
We believe these truths to be self-evident and obvious.
Please give to the United Robot College Fund.
Because an internal hard drive is a terrible thing to waste. Think about it, won't you? What do you think, sirs?
Could we have sent a stranger person into space? What in the name of Jules Bergman was that?
Do you think maybe he's had enough up there? I think he's snapped.
By no means. Here, file this. Well, until next week, Jumpsuit Jolie.
And that's it for Robot Monster. Next up is episode 8, Slime People. A movie from 1963. Well, it's still in black and white, but the monster in this movie is so much better looking. It's definitely trying to rip off the Creature from the Black Lagoon. A good monster movie. They should watch Creature of the Black Lagoon and figure out how to do this correctly. That episode comes out next week, so thanks a lot, and subscribe for our coverage of every single episode of Mystery Science Theater, and we're also going through every episode of Black Mirror, Cowboy Bebop, and Tales from the Dark Side right now. Check out our playlist. Thanks a lot.